All right, welcome back, everybody, to The Pupil's Life, episode 5, I think, by this point. Yeah, I believe that's what it is. Today is September 4th, and you probably won't be listening to this until September 20-something or other. Just because I'm still figuring out all this shit, when to upload, how to upload, how to fix the sound, because it's louder in some episodes than it is in others, and quieter in some, and I've got a fucking cold in some, and I don't know, man, But today's September 4th, and the reason I'm pointing that out is because I didn't have time to read my daily meditation of the day. My mom, God, if I'm just gonna be slurring my speech through this whole thing, you might as well tag out now, right? Like, it's like episode 5, and already you're just like, why am I fucking listening to this guy? Like, who listens to the first 10 episodes of a podcast, right? Like, I feel like when you find, if you listen to, like, that, like, serial maybe with those you do, I don't know, maybe it's more just, like, comedian podcasts that have, like, 1,000 episodes. It's like, who was there for episode 1, right? I haven't gone back and looked at my favorite comedian's first podcast. But anyway, yeah, my mom got me this daily meditation book where it's a codependency, right, is the theme. And you just read a page a day. It's kind of like one of those calendar tracker things or whatever. It's just a reminder each day of what to focus on that day. And I guess the day's over. But, well, no, it's not over. You fucking pessimist. That's what I am, dude. Is fucking pessimistic Mexican asshole. I've still got 2 hours left of this day, baby, and I'm about to read this shit, so anyway, dude, the prompt for today says finding direction. There's a quote by Anonymous, and it says, I used to spend so much time reacting and responding to everyone else that my life had no direction. Other people's lives, problems, and wants set the course for my life. Once I realized it was okay for me to think about and identify what I wanted, remarkable things began to take place in my life. And then the Melody Beatties, her part says, we each have a life to live, one that has purpose and meaning. We can help our higher power give direction and purpose to our life by setting goals. We can set goals annually, monthly, or daily in times of crisis. I set goals daily, man. Does that mean I'm in time of crisis? God damn. Goals create direction and pace. Goals help us achieve a manageable life that is directed in the course we choose for ourselves. We can help give our lives direction by setting goals. Today, I will pay attention to setting a course of action for my life, rather than letting others control my life and affairs. Funny enough, I actually did fucking work on some of that today, unknowingly, right? I was supposed to go on I had scheduled a date for tomorrow, and I was just, I was making dinner. It's like 8 p.m. I've been working for 4 days straight, just like stressed out, and I was making dinner, and I was like, you know what, dude? Tomorrow's my first day off. Do I want to have a fucking be there by this time mindset to the day? Like, I don't know, man. Like, she seemed like a cool girl, right? It's nothing about her. It's just like it's a coffee date at 5 p.m. and I just feel like that breaks up my whole day. I know most people's days are over by 5, but I probably won't wake up until 10 tomorrow. Then fucking take a little shower, yeah. But so I'm making dinner and I text this girl and I'm like, hey, just like canceled, right? And she was cool about it. We've never met before. It's like a first date, fucking online date. Um, but yeah, so I canceled that, and I feel like that's kind of like, this might sound stupid, because I fucking set the date up, but set up the date. I don't know. But I texted her and I canceled, and I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, you just made time for yourself. You know what? You just made time for yourself instead of fucking trying to go on a date with a 20-year-old that you like. It's not about her again, but it's just like, god damn, I don't even know why I'm going on dates at a certain point, I'm like, why, you're 20 years old, you're fucking, I set my parameters past that, right? It's at like 21 to fucking 26 or something. Like a 26-year-old would date a 23-year-old, right? Unless she was fucking psycho. No, dude, I say such extreme things sometimes. It's like black or white, right? It's like 26-year-old dates a 23-year-old. It's only black. It's only black. There's no white in there. And that's not a race. That's not a race thing for all you fucking PC cunts that are, oh my god, he said black already. This is triggering me. I'm out, and I'm unfollowing him on all social media too. I've been seeing some fucking people, in my life unfollowing me on Instagram. And I shouldn't check that shit, right? I always tell myself, like, I'm just gonna be one of those people, like, fucking all the famous Instagrammers, they don't check their fucking notifications because they get 500,000 every time they post something. They have them turned off, right? But I get like 20 likes for each thing that I fucking put up, and it's mostly family and friends, so I'm like, fucking, I don't know, dude. People are fucking unfollowing me, really? Like, you're trying to live your best life. I am not in for that. Like, goddamn, dude. It's so childish sometimes. Or maybe I'm just being a egocentric 23-year-old fucking, it's like it's about me, right? Maybe they were like, oh, this guy, I haven't talked to him in fucking 10 months. Like, I probably don't need to be seeing that every day of my life, and just unfollowed me because of that, right? Maybe they didn't even see my last post. But it's always about me. That's the fucking millennial mindset. Am I even a millennial? I don't even I don't even know what that is. It's like, how fucking gay, trans, LGBTQ people are like, I don't like labels, and then they're like, but fucking millennials, like everyone's a fucking hypocrite, and everyone's full of themselves, and everyone just fucking needs to chill the fuck out, It's crazy, man. But so yeah, finding direction. Finding direction. I set goals every day of my life. I mean, not every day. I know I have to go to work some days, so like, I don't know if you can count that as a goal or just something to cross off, or something that you're obligated to do. But some of my coworkers can't even fucking do that. Some of them can't even set that goal, right? It's like their one goal of the day is get to work on time, right? Or just get to work. This morning I get a fucking phone call before the store is even open, the restaurant, whatever you want to call it. Before the restaurant's open, there's a phone call, and usually it's a automated message, or it's somebody that's like, hey, it's Labor Day, are you open today? And I'm like, yeah, fucking, hello? This is, like, I don't even say our little message, right? Our little jingle that we have to say every time we answer the fucking phone. Like, we're little Santa's little elves. It's like, hi, welcome to, or not welcome, like, hi, the fucking ocean is blue and the sky is green. How is your day, if you know what I mean? And then you're like, this is Nick. And the person that called this morning was like, who's the manager on shift today? And I was like, fucking, what do you care, dude? Like, I was like, fucking Trevor, dude. And this guy's like, will you tell him that I'm not going to be able to make it in today? And I look at the phone, like the caller ID, and I'm like, I thought this was a woman. And it says like Misty and this fucking one of my coworkers' last names, you know, Misty and his last name, like Misty Johnson. And I'm like, who is this? Because this fucking guy calls in, doesn't even give me his name, and he's like, just asking me questions, right? Like I'm fucking guilty of something. And this guy, dude, like, goddamn, I'm recording this shit in my fucking closet, and I'm 6'3", and you know I got a big closet, but like, I'm 6'3", dude. I'm sitting on the fucking floor, and it's pitch black in here. It's because it's the only fucking place I can find some extent of quiet, right? Because every movement I make in here, you pick up on. But God, I need to learn how to tell stories without interrupting them every single fucking time. It's like a metaphor for my fucking life, you know? Something like this morning, and I'll get back to the fucking phone call. Don't worry. But like this morning, I'm riding my bike, right? And I'm riding around like a hotel zone, like a little neighborhood with hotels. And there's stop signs every block, right? And there's a red light ahead of me, like 40 yards ahead of me. There's a red light. And I'm riding my bike, and I'm just like letting the bike go on its own, right? Because it's a downhill thing. I don't want to get there. The light's red, and then I'm killing my brakes. So I'm just like, all right, dude, I just gotta let this go, right? It's 8 in the fucking morning. Not even that. It's like 7:45 in the morning. And I'm just like cruising, and then somebody honks behind me. Which, if you're ever behind a fucking bicycle on the road, just don't honk. Like, to you, it's like, meh. But to us, it's like, meh. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Have some consideration, right? No fucking driver in Austin, Texas has any consideration for anyone but themselves. This guy honks at me, and I turn around, and I'm like, just with I'm like that fucking like, that like stereotypical disgruntled American tourist look, right? Like when they taste food at a restaurant in Mexico and they don't like it. I just turn around and I look at him like that, like, like, did you just fucking honk at me? Because I know if I talk, he won't hear me. His fucking windows are rolled up. And I'm like, dude, what do you want? You fucking honking at me? Can't you see the light's red? What do you want to get in front of me so you can stand in a red light in front of me? Is that it? Are you that much in a fucking rush? And so that's what my look says. All of that. Like, I'm like, he got that, right? Like, he knows everything I'm thinking right now. Like, he's fucking done. And then as we're getting closer, the lane splits into two as we're getting closer to the light. And this fucking guy, he pulls up to my right, right? It's like, I'm in the turning lane. He pulls up to my right, and we're stopped at the red light now. And he's like, what did he fucking say to me? He said, you need to go a little faster, son. And I'm just like, fuck you, dude. I flipped him off. Like, his windows rolled down. He's like right next to me. I flipped him off, and I was like, fuck you, dude. You know, fuck, like, and I wanted to lecture him, right? Because that's where I'm at with my life right now, is like, fucking, I feel like I have to lecture people, probably because I need to fucking lecture myself. Isn't that usually the case? But yeah, I'm just like, fuck you, dude. Give him the fat fucking finger just straight in his face. And then I, like, put my music back on, and I just fucking turn around and wait for the light to turn green. And then it throws a whole wrench in my day. Not my whole day, but just like, on the way to work, right? The 10 minutes that I have left on my bike, I'm just like, fuck, somebody else fucking do something, right? So I can my first thought whenever something happens with drivers on the road on my bicycle is like, I should fucking carry around eggs, right? Or fucking just carry around something so that I can have that last moment of like, ha, I fucking beat you, dude. Ha, I fucking won, right? Because that's all that I want. That's all that we want when we're driving and something happens with another driver. Nobody is ever, unless it's like you almost fucking killed somebody, nobody's ever like, oh shit, my bad, man, sorry. It's always like, this fucking guy just pulled into my lane. It's like, well, were you riding the person in front of you's ass because you were trying to keep him out of your fucking lane? Is that what was going on? But no, dude. It's always fucking, we're always right. We're always fucking right. Like teachers in high school and shit. It's like, hey, miss, the internet says that Thanksgiving didn't happen this way. And she's like, oh, yeah, well, Nick, the internet is full of lies and slander, okay? So listen to your textbook. It's, goddamn, dude. I get so fucking riled up thinking about it too. Like really, man, just, here it goes. Just fucking, you gotta honk at me, dude, to get to a red light faster. Like, go fuck yourself, dude. And if you're listening to this, go fuck yourself, dude. Like, if that guy is out there, imagine just if by some happenstance, nah, fucking, anyway, back to the fucking phone call, right? Because that's what everyone's curious about. It's like, he's talking a whole lot of smack about his coworkers. I wonder what he's about to say. And it's like, dude, who is this, right? That's what I say, because this guy's like, so who's the fucking manager on shift? Like, do you not get the schedule the same way that I do, you fucking asshole? Like, it's like when people are like, you're like, oh, do you want to go to this movie? And they're like, what's it about? And you're like, do you have a phone? Like, I'm not Google, bitch. You know, like, God. You tell I've had a shitty fucking week, man. This guy calls in. Who is that? Fucking. No, that's what I said, right? That's probably what I sounded like. Fucking white Mexican. Who is this? And he's like, oh, it's fucking Noah. And I'm like, oh yeah, how did I not fucking intuit that from your voice, you stoner? And I'm like, yeah, all right, man. What? Yeah, so it's Noah. He's like, yo, will you at least let him know that I'm not coming in today? And I'm just like, you fucking asshole, dude. You fucking asshole. You know, Noah, I wish that I'd said this to him. Because really what I said was, yeah, I'll let him know. And I click, just hung up. Like, that's like the biggest fuck you. Is like, click, you know. Will you let him know that I'm not coming in? Just let him know I'm not coming in, right? Like, this fucking guy has the nerve to command that I do something. Instead of asking, will you let him know? Like, just let him know that I'm not coming in today. Thanks, right? Like, and I was just like, yeah, click. But I wish that I had fucking just said, hey, asshole. Tell him yourself. Hey, asshole. Tell him yourself. You know? It's like saying, hey, asshole, go fuck yourself. But just in a no curse words, so that you're not liable. Hey, asshole. Tell him yourself. And you gotta leave the emphasis on the F. Tell him yourself. So that he just yeah, dude. So I go over to my manager and I'm like, oh, Noah called and he fucking said he's not coming in, right? And he's like, well, did he say why? right? And all of a sudden it's my fault that this fucking asshole's not coming in. And I'm like, God damn it, dude. This guy just fucking scapegoated me. If that's even what that word means. You know, like, he made me take the fucking fall for his mistake. And the manager is, you know, this fucking Trevor guy, he's like, come on, did he say why? Like, he's like angry. He's got his brows aimed at me. Aimed down. Right? Like forming a triangle. Like they're about to shoot a fucking light beam out of his forehead. Did he say why? And I'm like, no. And all of a sudden I'm like, fuck, I should have asked, right? Like now I did screw up my job. It's like somebody just calls in and you're like, ah, cool, yeah, man, bye. Like, and there's always blame on every side, man. That's why you can't be driving on the fucking road like an egotistical psychopath. Even though I do that every fucking time I get in the car. I can't help it, man. I cannot help it. But yeah, this fucking asshole, dude, you know, that he can't even set the goal of going to work. And what does he get? He gets fucking fired. And now, you know, now we've got to deal with having one less person that day. And why did we have the amount of people that we have scheduled? So that things work. And when somebody doesn't go, what happens is that things don't work. Not as well, at least, you know. And so that's about as selfish as you can fucking be. And so at least I guess that is a goal, you know. Some people have to set the goal, you know. God, dude, I haven't been able to make the first day of work at the last 10 jobs. I need to really set my intention on this goal and get to work on time today. So if you think about it that way, then I am setting goals. I'm finding direction. I'm fucking trying to keep my sanity in this fucking crazy world that we live in. You know, all the motivational speakers, everyone in the world, they're always like, this is the best time to live in because you don't get fucking, what is it? The clap, dude, or the fucking, not the clap. I don't even know what the clap is. You get fucking, what's that thing that the Arthur got in Red Dead Redemption 2? You get bronchitis. Like, this is the best era to live in because you don't get bronchitis or the Black Plague or the bubonic plague or the blah 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 the fucking blah. It's like, yeah, but we got fucking hurricanes and earthquakes and volcanoes shooting out hot fucking lava at us, like. And then also, you know, I agree, you know, it is the most, like, generally speaking, it is the best time to be alive, but it's also a fucking crazy time to be alive, at least if you're me, because I've been fucking on my phone like way too much, man, way too much, and it's a little bit obvious how that affects your mental health, man. Like, dude, yeah, man. I'm just fucking. I'm becoming a lot more aware of what other people are doing or thinking than I am about what I'm gonna do or what I'm thinking. And it's a fucking crazy time to be alive, you know. And it's also, I mean, I can't blame the world, you know. I chose to fucking put this amount of stress on myself when I decided I'm gonna fucking write a book about all the things that I'm most ashamed of and fucking put it out there for the world to read. Like, yeah, dude, what did I fucking expect? For everyone to be like, oh my god, he's so brave. Like, that's not the fucking world that we live in, dude. And that's why it fucking pisses me off when people are saying, like, oh, you shouldn't say this because we're protecting these groups now. It's like, then why is it that when I'm fucking, like, hey, here's something that I'm struggling with, right? Like, oh, unfollow. You know? God damn, dude. Now, I don't want to become just another one of those fucking podcasts that's like talking about how fucked up the world is, but I guess a better thing to talk about would be my book, right? I need to learn how to talk about it. Because anytime somebody asks me, like, oh, what's your newest book about? I'm like, oh, well, it's about a relationship that I was in, but it's also about codependency and male prostitution. And, like, and when I say that, they, like, I lose them, right? Because they're like, oh, yeah, relationships, codependency, like, I can identify with all these things. But then you're like, male prostitution, and they're like, whoa. Did I just hear what I think I did? Did he just say what I think he did? And Dr. Dre said, that one was just for me. But yeah, man, so I need to talk about my book. And it's a difficult thing to talk about. I mean, it's an easy thing for me to fucking... Not easy, you know? I shouldn't undersell myself. But, in terms of, like, formulating the idea, it was very easy to write this book. And... Because it's almost like it wrote itself. I mean, that's kind of what your fucking life is like, right? I think everyone's life is unfolding in a way that they're writing fucking tons of books, but just people just never sit down and actually write them. Books write themselves into existence, but they don't fucking write themselves onto paper. You gotta do that part. And so yeah, it's hard for me to talk about, but basically, watch, I'm just gonna talk about it exactly the way that I fucking criticized myself for talking about it just now. So basically what my book is about is no. Yeah, man, since I've been fucking thinking about sex, you know, I've always been thinking about it in a kind of a fucked up way, right? When I was like 10 years old, dude, the first time that I masturbated, or maybe the second, like around the first times that I was like discovering masturbation, you know, I discovered it through the fucking internet. Like, I literally searched on my browser how to masturbate. And it was like, oh, so if you fucking have this kind of cock, you do this. And if you have this other kind of cock, then you don't have to do this. And you can just do this. And so I like, oh, like up and down, okay. And like I started doing it and I was like, oh, this feels really good. But I'm in my fucking, like an office, right? Like where my dad's editor works. And he's there. And I'm just looking at the computer like, oh, fucking masturbation. My hands in my pants. And like he's got headphones on. He's like high as fuck on weed and like just like chilling, editing pictures. No clue that there's a fucking 10-year-old just fucking tugging away behind him, right? Come in my fucking... I don't even come. The first time, when you're 10, you don't come. Nah, no sir. No sir. No come from me at that age. That was God's gift to me, telling me, like, if this guy just happens to get laid at 10, I want to make sure that he cannot have kids because he's going to be too fucked up. But yeah, so I figured out masturbation that way. And so I've had this, like, association between masturbating and sex and the internet that I think is very unhealthy. Also, I know the noise levels on this fucking podcast are going to be so out of sync, dude. Like, it's going to be like 2 minutes of fucking me talking like this, and then it's going to be fucking like me talking like this, and you're going to be like, what the fuck is he saying, dude? Like, goddamn, dude. Am I paying for this shit? No, you're not, asshole. This is free, so take what you get. Take what you fucking get. Am I right? I took what I got, right? Because that's what I got. I was fucking 10 years old. I felt immense fear talking to my parents about anything. So I lied to them. I was like, I had a fucking girlfriend. I had a fucking life that they didn't even know about, right? I was like in offices masturbating, thinking about my girlfriend that I never talked to because I was too embarrassed to fucking talk to her. Because, like, why would a 10-year-old be attracted to a woman? Like, so much shame around my sexuality. And then I fucking go to San Francisco for a year. I fucking live there. It sucks. I become a fucking emo crazy dude. Don't cut my hair for a year. Come back to Mexico. Me and my brother come back to Mexico to live with my dad. And we're living in his apartment. And I started to feel like, damn, dude. I thought living with my mom was a little bit depressing, right? Because she was going through some shit. I mean, at the time, I just thought, like, damn, like, this is my mom. Like, why is she so sad? But now I have the context, right? And then I moved back to Mexico, and my dad's just fucking not there. Like, he comes home to sleep, and, like, we'll watch TV every now and then together, because I share a bed with him. But for the most part, it's like, brother takes me to school, I get home, fucking free reign from 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. Because I thought 3 hours of sleep was enough for a kid my age, right? Nobody told me that you need 8 to 9 hours of sleep. Nobody but my fucking science professor. And it was like, study for your test, remember to get good sleep so you get good grades. It's like, if it's school related, go fuck yourself. See you later, Mr. Peterson. So yeah, dude, I'm fucking free reign from 3 to 3. And, you know, I was 13, dude. I liked girls. They didn't like me back. I was in a fucking car accident. I fucking, like, just so much shit that I didn't even understand. And I felt helpless, dude. Like, I can't talk to my dad about this, dude. He's fucking busy. He's got more important things to do. That's literally how I felt. All my childhood was like, they've got more important things to do. Like, not as, like, casually, right, as it feels. It was probably more like, they've got more important things to do. And because everything just felt, like, so bad, dude. Still fucking does, because I'm still a fucking child. But, yeah, man, 3 to 3, and I'm dealing with all this fucking shit, you know, my body's growing, like, there's hairs, I have pubes now, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why me? Why? And so I become a very lonely and isolated kid. You know, this is around the time when YouTube started. I started watching shit, yeah, I also, I'm still exploring my sexuality, and I'm looking up shit I never thought I would look up, you know, and it leads me eventually, you know, fucking cut to the chase. I'm talking around the issue. Eventually, I land on this website, right, where I'm fucking in a chat room with older men, and I'm 13 years old, dude. I'm 13 years old. I'm like, all right, there's that little window. You remember the old 98 Windows, or like the early 2000s Windows layout, like the gray box with the blue border? Are you 18 years of age? Yes or no? And I'm like, yeah, because I know that I'm otherwise it won't let me go into the site. And so I'm like, all right, boom, in chat room, bunch of men that are over the age of 18, and messages start flooding in, dude. I fucking end up chatting with this one guy, and he's like, how old are you, man? And I'm like, I'm fucking 18, bro. Like, I'm 6 foot already, right? I look it, and he's like, how old are you, man? I don't believe you. And I'm like, oh, I'm 18, bro. Like, and he's fucking, and I'm not making light of it, you know, because this is, you know, technically this is sexual abuse. So maybe that means I do get to make fucking fun of it. I don't know. I'm just doing whatever comes naturally, man. That's what you gotta understand. I'm not planning this shit. I'm not writing this shit, you know? If I say something that offends you, well, that's just something that my brain thought for a fucking second, right? So, fucking cancel me, dude. I'm no one right now. You can't fucking cancel me, because I'm no one, dude. I got all this fucking power, right? No, I'm deviating from the fucking story again, but yeah, so this dude's like, nah, bro, you look a little bit younger. It's okay, you can tell me. And I'm like, oh, okay. I thought it was illegal, but this guy said it's okay, so he must not care, right? And so I say, yeah, man, I'm 16. Because for some reason, I'm like, 16 is a lot better than 13, right? Like, if I say 13, like, holy fuck, dude. And the guy's like, oh, you sure, man? You don't look 16. And I'm like, fucking A, man, alright. I'm 13, man. And guess what? This is the kind of people that are out there, just so you know. When you're deciding whether to get your 10-year-old child an iPhone, just know that this is a kind of person that they can now have access to. I tell this guy I'm 13, and he says, he texts this, right? It says, oh wow, that is exactly the age I go for. Like he was looking for a fucking teen, like a, what do they call them? A tween. My fucking first teen year, and this guy was on the hunt for me. And so I proceed to fucking wild out on camera for him, you know? Do whatever he tells me to. Because I don't have any other people that are like this interested in me in my life, you know? My friends, like, we all get along, but everyone's got their own life, and like, we've got schoolwork and homework, and they're doing homework. I don't identify with school at that point, so I'm like, I'm looking for attention elsewhere, right? Because my dad's too busy, my brother's got his own life, my mom's halfway across the country with my sister. So I felt like a fucking, like I was just a 13-year-old living in a fucking frat apartment with two other grown men, but I was the only one that was fucking 13, right? So I was like, oh damn, this guy really wants to pay attention to me. My parents don't, and I don't ever feel loved by my parents. So when somebody's showing me attention, I kind of was like, oh, this is what it feels like to be loved, dude. Is like when someone pays attention to you. So I formed this fucking maladjusted view of sex and attention and love and any other combination of things. And yeah, man, I wild out for him. I do some crazy shit, touch myself, get nude, you know, all that fun jazz. And then so cut to 4 years later, I'm in a relationship. I'm in 11th grade, right? I've been with this girl for a year. And we go on a little family trip to California to see my parents, or my mom and my sister, I mean. And she leaves, and then I stay for two more days, right? So I've got 2 days to myself, and I'm in California in the Bay Area. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna fucking play around with my sexuality, dude. See what I can find, right? Go back on the internet, because that's my first thought always when I get fucking any kind of sexual thought. I'm just like, if I want to explore this, I should use the internet, right? Instead of just fucking like laying back in bed and like being nice to yourself, you know, just being like almost seeing it like a massage, like a relaxation thing, not like a fucking compulsive, like I gotta fucking just like a fucking mouse on a wheel, just doing laps and laps and laps, performing, and so yeah, 17, I'm in the Bay Area, and I fucking stumble on Craigslist. Back then they still had the personal ads, and I'm like, oh, men seeking men, dude. This sounds like what I was fucking doing on camera for the last 4 years on and off. But in real life, like I click it, and then there's like fucking old guy fucking wanna fucking fuck, like old guy looks for younger, fucking male, female, tranny, like all these fucking things, right? I know I shouldn't have, I said tranny, oh my god, I'm sorry. And all these ads for people that are looking for different things, different fetishes, and I'm like, oh damn, dude, I just stumbled on the fucking, Pandora's box. Like, I just unleashed Pandora's box, because this is dangerous, dude. knowing this exists, for me, the danger is never the thing itself. For me, the danger is always knowing that the thing exists, right? Like, or knowing that I have access to the thing. Because if I go to the grocery store and I think about buying a fucking dozen donuts, crispy, like, glazed, delicious donuts, all I have to do is just think that the whole time, but just not buy them, right? That's hard, but it's pretty fucking easy. And then I get home, and if I just don't have them, and I'm like, I wish I could eat shit, like, I just don't have shit to eat, so I eat other shit, other healthy shit. But if I buy the donuts, then it's like, I know they're in my fucking house, so I'm gonna eat all of them. I'm not just gonna eat one, because if I eat one, it's gonna taste good, and I'm gonna know that there are 11 more. So common sense just says, oh, there is something good, take all of it, right? Because I was starved of good things in my fucking childhood, like things that mattered to me. I had a lot of good things, but that's fucking relative, And so, yeah, the danger is when I know that I have access to the thing, and I had access to Craigslist, and I was like, oh, here we go. And so I met up with this dude. I was 17 at the time, and fucking jerked him off, man. Went home, felt ashamed, felt dirty, felt worse than I did before I did it, right? Which is always a sign that you've done something that you probably shouldn't have. Is like, if you do something and then you're done, and you just feel like, fuck, like, just, fuck, fuck, Sometimes I think about things in terms of trauma, right? It's like, I just added some trauma to my life that I'm gonna have to deal with at some point, right? Like, every guy that I've jerked off is just like, more trauma. And so I'm like, all right, walking home and do this thing, and then I go back to Mexico, and I don't really have anything that I need to be worried about. I mean, Craigslist still exists, but it's like, fucking the cartel, dude, I don't want to risk that, So I stay off of it for the most part until I go off to college. And, well, I skipped an important part, sir. I cheated. That's the first time I cheated on a girlfriend, right? It's fucking jerking some guy off in his car. For what? So that I could have cum on my hand and fucking have to go wash it at home because this guy's not got any tissues in his car, right? And the danger of it felt exciting, right? Like, ooh, I shouldn't have done this. It felt like, oh my God, like, I've never felt this thing before, right? Like, that's why I don't judge people that make mistakes, because sometimes we do things that we've never done before that are a mistake, and they feel kind of like, oh, I've never felt this before, right? And I became a little bit too obsessed with that feeling, and fucking went on to cheat on my girlfriend, my high school girlfriend, a couple of times. And then go off to college, we break up, go off to college, and I've got my own car. I'm back in California, living by myself, dude. I'm fucking, oh, there it is again. I've got access to it. There's the dozen. There's the dozen, donut dozen, whatever the fuck you call it. Sometimes I wonder if I can even speak, right? Like, maybe I'm just good at writing things down and thinking, but I'm not good at speaking because I don't know, dude. It's, and I'm trying to do a podcast. Come on. What are you fucking doing? Mexicans don't do podcasts, and the ones that do, nobody knows about them. Yeah, but I'm half American. I'm half American. And so, yeah, man. I go off to college. I start going crazy. I start feeling all kinds of loneliness. I start feeling all kinds of feelings that I can't really handle. And so I basically start prostituting myself. And you know, that's not me saying like this X happened and then Z happened or Y happened. It's just there's a lot of reasons for it, right? But I was just very sad, man. I was dealing with the breakup. You know, I lost a lot of friends because I acted like an asshole, but I didn't do it. You know, it's not like I was consciously like, yeah, man, I'm a fucking asshole. Like, you're just, people don't understand, dude. When you're 18 years old, sometimes you just don't know shit, and there's so much baggage from your family, that you don't know how to move through the world, dude. You know, even the people that have good parents or that have parents at all, like present, you know, because mine really weren't for a big period of time. Even the people that have those kinds of parents, they still struggle with shit and they make mistakes. Imagine somebody like me, dude, fucking masturbating on camera for old men from the age of 13, dude. Who was I thinking that I could be in a relationship, right? I needed to be in fucking heavy counseling and like going like 3 times a week. But my dad was like, yeah, you're not a girl, you don't need fucking therapy. And I was like, okay, you've got the money. So yeah, man, I lost a lot of friends, you know, a lot of like my close friends stopped talking to me, and like everyone in the school was like, this guy's the devil, dude. Like, he cheated on his girlfriend. Like, it's just this whole reputation that I was like an asshole, dude. And inside, you know, I was like, I fucking suck, dude. Like, not only did I already feel like I was a shitty person, now everyone else thinks that too. And that's how I end the school year. Is just like, that's like how I end my high school career, is by just fucking annihilating all of my friendships, burning all the bridges, and just like, fuck yeah, flamethrower to all the bridges. And I'm off in college, and I'm like, fuck, dude, trying to rebuild, right? I can be whoever I want here. I can be whoever I want here, dude. I'm gonna try new things, blah, 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 fucking blah. But all I did was fucking smoke weed, go to classes, do shitty, easy homework. Because it was like a liberal arts college that I went to. And I was an English major, right? Which is it's like, if your kid chooses to be an English major, just know that he probably shouldn't be in college. He probably doesn't want to, or he probably is just like, I don't fucking know what I'm doing. English major, why not? I can speak the language. I can't speak the fucking math language, that's for sure. And yeah, dude, I start prostituting myself. Like, I don't even remember when the first time I did it for money was. Because it became an extension of that first Craigslist interaction. Because once I knew it existed, you know, I just needed to step foot in the U.S. again. And once I did that, things just started to spiral. And yeah, I don't remember when the first time that I did it was, but I remember my thought process just being like, well, I'm doing it, right? So like, I might as well make money off of it, right? It's like, that applies to everything else in our lives, except like certain acts, I guess, that you could do for other people. So I was just like, oh, this is a natural progression of things in every other area of my life. Like, if I'm doing this and I'm doing it for free, why would I not? If I could do this and do it for not free, then why would I fucking do it for free? And you know, obviously I can look back and be like, well, because it's not like, it's about only the experience, right? You fucking asshole. It's like, well, I can go to my Codependence Anonymous meeting for free, but if I could get paid to go there, like, that defeats the whole fucking purpose. Like, it's about sacrifice and about fucking, you know, it's about so much more. Sex is about so much more than just money, and power and control and all this shit, you know. But where was I? Yeah, I started doing it for money because it was a natural progression for me. It was just like, yeah, it makes sense, dude. And so at first I didn't really see it as a bad thing, but then I was like, dude, you're full of yourself. Like, what about fucking Raising Arizona? Or not, that's not what it's called. The fucking movie with Walking Phoenix's brother and Keanu Reeves, right? Like, it's prostitution, brother. You're kidding yourself. And so I started doing it for money. I started doing it frequently and too much, to the point where it's become like an obsession, dude. And I feel bad every fucking time that I do it. I feel terrible every fucking time that I do it. But the thing that keeps me going is like that adrenaline that I get, right? And it's the thing that keeps me going with most of the bad behaviors in my life. It's just like that excitement of like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. And so yeah, then I finished the school year. I dropped out of college, moved to Austin, Texas, and same story here. I started taking dating a little more seriously and working on myself a lot more. But I still had a lot of shame around this, and it still kept coming back to it until I met the girl that one of my ex-girlfriends, who the book is in big part about, not her, but about my relationship with her. Which is something I want to emphasize, is that this book is not about anyone else. There are a lot of other people in the book, but this book is about me. It's only about me. It's not about making anyone else look bad. It's not about fucking telling on anyone else, It's about telling on me and my fucking life. And if you were ever a part of my life, then that means that I get to tell about you and how you impacted me, right? I'm not trash talking any fucking buddy. That's not what this is about, man. I'm trash talking myself, really, because I know that that's the way that you get to the root of issues, is by fucking talking about what you don't want to talk about, right? I could have written a book about that relationship and been like, yeah, fucking, it was brutal, and we fought, and blah 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 blah, and all the problems, and then been done with it. But that's not the whole story. That's not looking at me, right? That's just like, it was a relationship, whatever, ha ha ha. Like, it was fucking someone that had been prostituting himself the week prior to meeting this girl, and then was just like, I have a girlfriend now. I'm gonna stop doing this thing and hope that things work out. Fingers crossed. Yeah, good luck with that, dude. But that's the way my brain thinks, because I've just been figuring out shit on my own since I was like 8. So I've formulated all my own theories around the world and how it works and yada yada yada. But so the book is about my relationship with this girl, this woman, if you want, and just how things how things shouldn't have even happened to begin with, and how I just made something that shouldn't exist worse by being a part of it. And it wasn't all bad. I don't think she hates me. I hope she doesn't, but she also told me that she learned a lot about the relationship, and she learned a lot from me, and I definitely learned a lot from her too. And some of that is in the book, But yeah, so this book is about me fucking spiraling out of control, man, for about 400 days of my life, where I fell back on all my old habits and just hurt a lot of people. I hurt my family. I hurt my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend. I hurt myself, especially myself. I hurt friends. I hurt fucking, and it was only about 1.5 to 2 years ago, so it's not like I'm in the clear, right? That's not what it's about either. It's not about like, oh my god, this is it, I fucking went through shit and now I'm out. learn from it. No. This is about just this. Here's what I've been thinking about, you know? And that's how you should think about this book. And just anything that I fucking talk about or write about is like, here is what I've been thinking about, right? Like, yeah, man. And so it's, I don't know, man. Maybe I didn't even really talk about the book. I mean, I told you to begin with, I don't know how to talk about this shit, but it's about me dealing with this thing that maybe you can tell, you know, I'm still ashamed of, because it's a hard thing to talk about with people. You know, when I go on dates and they're like, "Oh, what's your newest book about?" I'm like, "Fuck, dude." Like, not because I wrote the book. It's not like, "Fuck, why did I write the book?" But it's just like, "Fuck, dude." The whole thing I was saying about trauma, and I'm gonna have to process that if this eventually, like every time I do something, it's like, that was trauma. It's like, now I've fucking set up another hurdle that I'm gonna have to either stumble through and break and fucking hurt myself by going through, or just jump over, right? Just like, you're just like fucking, what's your, you know, you're jogging like, what's your new, what's your new book about? And I'm just like, just jump over it. Like, yeah. People ask me that, and they're like, and I'm like, oh, it's about a past relationship that was toxic or whatever. But like, yeah, that's I don't know, man. I need to figure this shit out, because if I can't even tell what the book is about, you know, then, I mean, in my head I know. It's just so fucking, I've been so filled with all this other shit lately. Just to summarize, man, yeah, the book is called We All Wear Masks. It's a memoir about 407 days in my life that were fucking crazy, and a relationship with a woman with bipolar that, you know, I hurt, she hurt me, we all hurt each other. Fucking, I was prostituting myself and doing all kinds of other crazy shit and drugs, and you know, it's a young adult's coming of age without all the shiny lights and glamour, because that's not what my life has been like, you know. But yeah, I'm sure I'll talk about it more at some other point. Something else, man, that's important to know is that I wrote this book in first person, right? At least I think it's important to know, because maybe a lot of people are like, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. That's writing jargon. But I wrote the book in first person tense. First person present. I don't know, dude. I didn't study writing. I just fucking decided to do it. Which means basically that the book is narrated as I am doing this, instead of when I did this, this was what happened, and this was what I was thinking, or this was what I thought, or blah, 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 blah. No, dude. This is fucking, it was written after the fact, obviously, but this is like, I'm walking into the pub, and I'm fucking thinking about this, and I'm doing this, and then this girl walks up to me, and she says this, like it's happening right now. And the reason I did that was a very specific reason. It's the only time that I've ever really been like, oh, dude, I need to play around with the structure of a story. It's like, I needed to not afford myself the retrospective view, right? Because if I talk to you about all of this right now, I can kind of move through it a little bit more gracefully. And I can tell you, like, yeah, I was thinking about fucking prostituting myself, and it was because of this and that and this. But I didn't want to afford myself that retrospective view, because I felt like it would be disingenuous to how much I hurt other people, right? And it would allow me to paint things, color things differently. a little bit more nicely, right? Make the light favor me a little bit. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be as honest as I could. So, and first person present does that, because it's no longer what I think now about what I did then. It's what I think now about what I do now. What I was thinking then about what I was doing then. So if I'm doing something if I'm hurting somebody, if I'm doing something, if I'm hurting myself, if I'm like, whatever it is that I'm doing, you get insight into what I was thinking and what I was feeling while I was doing it. Not fucking right now, when I have 4 years or 2 years of being able to study this and go to therapy, and understand myself a little bit better. Like, nah, dude, this is raw. This is when it was happening. This is unfiltered, and probably not for everyone. It's not a happy story. It's an honest story. But yeah, man, that's enough with the book. I've been so full of fucking all this other shit that's been going on in my life, and I'll kind of wrap it up with this. I'm sick of fucking going to work, dude. Like, I work with a bunch of the spiel. I've told it a couple times already. Shit doesn't change. It's been about a month and a half now, and shit's the same, dude. I show up to work. I've got to tell people all the stuff that needs to get done, and then I have to continuously remind them, like, hey man, you're at work, not on your phone, dude. Like, you just got here. Can you not first thing just go on your phone? And then be like, oh dude, but like, I've gotta text my aunt about like the coffee pot. It's like, dude, come on. Like, I don't know, dude. I can't even make jokes about it because I'm so fucking sick and tired of it. I don't even want to talk about it because today was my last day for the next 3 days. I've got the next 3 days off, right? Thank fucking God. But like, I've had enough of this shit for the last 4 days that I'm just like, fuck that, dude. I don't even want to talk about that. But I just want you guys to know that I'm fucking, yeah, man. Because at the end of the day, this is also about letting you guys know what I'm going through. Because a lot of you are going through the same shit, but nobody talks about it. And so we all feel like we're alone, and we all feel like we're going through it as individuals. Like we're all unique snowflakes, man, because that's what we're told, man. The truth is, man, a lot of people feel exactly how you feel. All those people that are stressed about their 9-to-5 jobs, and oh, Jenna didn't refill the printer, and now it's my fault because Bob saw that it was empty and he knows that it's my job. Like, but I asked that bitch. It's like, it's all office drama, right? For me, it's just restaurant drama. But yeah, man, it's fucking taxing. And I had an improv audition today. Like, one of my old improv teachers messaged me and was like, dude, you should come out to this audition. Like, I'd like to see you there. I'm just sending out a message to all the people that I would kind of like to see at the audition, and you're one of them. Like, blah blah, I know you're busy, but hope you can make it. And I was like, dude, fuck yeah. Completely forgot about it. Thanks for the reminder. Signed up for it, and that was today, and it was right after work, right? So I'm like yawning, dude, as I'm entering the audition, and it's me and 7 other people auditioning together. It's kind of how improv auditions work. And I'm yawning, dude. I'm like thinking about the fucking, just the whole day, dude, how sick and tired and of all that shit I am. Because it's like, dude, our job is not hard. If this was the Thai food truck that I was working at a year ago, dude, all right, man, I get it, dude. That was the fucking hardest job of my life. Was it rewarding? Yeah. Is it a big part of why I can fucking work well almost anywhere else now? Yeah. But but dude, these people come in for 3-hour shifts. They should be peak performance the whole fucking time, dude. A 3-hour shift? That's unheard of. That's unheard of. Where, dude? At a fucking gas station? Americans don't even have people at gas stations. But yeah, so I go to this fucking audition, man, and I'm yawning, and I'm like thinking about all that shit, and then the one of the prompts, and they're like, 2 people up, and I fucking walk up, and they're like, so you're in a fucking jail cell, and want to use the villain, and want to use the henchman, and there's the hero, and want to use the villain's henchman hero thing, and I'm like, am I hearing him correctly? Because I don't understand a word he's fucking saying. Right? But I'm not going to be like, oh, can you repeat that? Because then they're going to think that I'm not listening, and I'm just not thinking straight. And so I'm like, thumbs up, let's do it, man. And the whole scene was a wreck, dude. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too hard on myself, but I feel like it was a fucking, like, it was fun. I had fun, right? That's ultimately the only thing that matters, but I'm just like, I kind of wanted to be like, sorry, teach. Don't know why you wanted me here, but sorry. And yeah, man, and also, like, right before the audition, my dad calls me, right? I haven't talked to this man in like 3 months, because we only talk about, when we're talking often, it's about every month, like once a month, once every other month. It's a 5-minute phone call. It's like, hey, how's everything going? I'm like, everything's going good. He's like, cool, I just wanted to see how you were doing. And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing well. Bye. And that's it, right? But he calls me before the audition, and he's like, how's everything going, man? Like, boom, boom, boom. Why do I say that? Boom, boom, boom. What the fuck? Like his procedure? Like, oh, how's everything going, Nick? ... Like, nah, man, he called me and he started telling me that some fucking bank account of his got frozen and he's all stressed out. And I was like, oh, but what about the video I saw of you rescuing turtles on the beach? And he's like, but only 2 out of 96 survived. They all got eaten by birds. And I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, he's like, yeah, I'm tired, dude, but so many people depend on me and all that shit. And it's just so much stress constantly in his life, and he's talking to me about it. And then he asks me how I'm doing. He tells me, like, oh, I saw that you've been posting some more about this new book of yours. I don't even know what it's about. And right before we end the call, right, he's like, we love you here, right? Like, we care about you very much. You can write whatever you want. You can write whatever you want, but that doesn't change how much we love you, how much we care about you. And, he's the only person that I hadn't talked to about the book, because I was so afraid of what he would think. He's the Mexican in my family. Like, yeah, I'm gonna tell him that I've fucking been with other dudes for money. I just wasn't ready, man. I'm still not ready, right? I don't even know if he knows what it's about or what the deal was, but he just happened to say, whatever you write about, I still love you. I still care about you. You can write whatever you want. And it just, it broke my heart, because I'm not, like, when someone shows me love, it makes me sad because I'm not used to it. And so it reminds me of all that I didn't get. Right? And so this fucking tore me apart, dude. Like, and I was like, yeah, Dad, I know. I love you too. And then I had to go audition, man. So it's just a lot of shit. And maybe this is, they say, oh, your early 20s, man, it's just a fuck ton of what's going on, dude? This fucking thing, trying to understand shit. And so that's really the only place I find solace in right now, is like, I guess this is just what life is supposed to be like for somebody my age. I guess this is just part of being in your early 20s, is just being like, what the fuck, dude? I'm feeling a lot of shit. I don't understand a lot of it. Some of it I'm blocking off, right? But that's why I wrote the book, dude, is because I'm sick and tired of feeling this way. I'm sick and tired of being so goddamn scattered and reactive and just centered around all this trauma that I have yet to process. That's what this is about, man. It's about processing trauma. It's about working on myself, and I guess some people just don't like that, right? You know, some of my family doesn't like that. They're like, you shouldn't publish this. Like, can you imagine like the amount of hurt that they must be going through to want to shut someone else down for trying to better themselves? Yeah, so that's why I'm doing it. I hope that by doing it I can help someone else who's feeling, you know, like in a similar position to myself. I hope that I can just let them know, man, like, you're not alone, dude. You know, at the end of the day, we're all in this together. Even if we look like we're divided on the news and on the fucking presidential elections and all this left and right bullshit, like, we all it's a universal experience, you know. The human experience is universal, and as much as we like to deny that, you're not alone, and I'm not either. I'm just as much, I need that just as much as you do, right? So yeah, I hope that you are having a better week than I am. I hope that you continue to have a good week, and yeah, thanks for listening. I will talk to you guys later. Good night.